Hello everyone. I'm going to show you how I make the baklava today. So I have ready 2 phyllo dough boxes. Each one is 1 pound. And then I have 5 sticks of butter. I sometimes need only 4, but I'd like to have extra because when I melt it, there's this like milky liquid that comes out. And so I have the pan and the brush, blender, chopper, mixer, whatever you call it. So I'm gonna cut it or chop it. I think that's enough. So you can chop it however you want. I like it fine. All right, so I have the butter melted right here. I have the walnuts chopped. I'm gonna add half a cup of sugar and a tablespoon of cinnamon, or as you like. Some people like more cinnamon. I used to put cardamom with it, but cinnamon is easier to find, so I'm just using cinnamon. So I have it already mixed, ready. Now I need to cut the phyllo dough, get it out. And looks like it's ready. So I'm going to start brushing the pan with butter. So now I have it ready like this. I'm just gonna keep it on the side and take 1 sheet at a time and brush it with butter. So there we go. So I brush the bottom of pan with butter, then put 1 sheet, and sometimes the sheets they're not really separated and nice, but sometimes they're good. This seems to be good. I brush again, butter, then put another layer of phyllo, brush again, one more. So I kind of put maybe about 8 sheets before I spread the walnuts. So I'll put 8 sheets and right back to, so I put about actually 10 sheets, and then I'm gonna put half of the walnuts, and I don't usually measure. I think the walnuts I use is about 6 cups, but I put half of it, spread it all the way around. And then put a layer of phyllo dough. There's a layer of phyllo dough. Brush it. And sometimes I put butter like that, and then flip it over just to make it stick to the walnuts. Makes it easier to cut later. And then I brush the other side again. Okay, I put a couple more layers and then I add the walnuts. So I have 2 layers of walnuts and phyllo dough in between, and this always changes. You don't have to be really accurate, it's what you like. Okay, I'm gonna put 1 more layer and then add the walnuts. The rest of the walnuts, I'll have 2 layers of walnuts. I put the rest of the walnuts right here. Spread them evenly. On the pan. There we go. Looks perfect. And then add the rest of the first package. So this is the first package I used. I'm gonna add the rest of it and then put the second package, all of it on top. I know some people they don't put as much on top, but I think it's nice, makes it nice and fluffy to do that. So I'm flipping here the brushed layer with butter, adding the rest of it. Each layer I brush with butter, as you can see, and then put another layer. Actually, I have 2 more, and then I'll bring the other pan. I bring the other package of phyllo dough to put it on top, so I'll make it really nice, and so many layers of the baklava. So that's the last one of this package. I'll brush it and go get the other package and layer it in the same way. Okay, I'm back after I finished brushing or layering the second package, and it looks like the butter, the 5 sticks of butter are almost gone, because you can see what's here. It's more of the watery stuff, but you can put it in the fridge and drain the liquid after it gets solid. So I'm gonna cut it now. So what I do is I kind of cut it halfway, all the way there, and then half of each. And I like to cut the edges here, because that makes the layers show better, instead of having those uneven edges. I just cut them and take them out. All right. And I'm gonna do the same thing to this side. Just cut all these edges, take them out, and it looks like I'm okay on the other sides. So now I'm gonna make them small pieces, because this is not really for any commercial type thing. So if they're smaller, I think they're better, more of a bite-sized pieces. But then, of course, if you're making them so you can sell or for fundraising, you're gonna go with bigger pieces. After I do this, I go from the middle here and I go like this, because I like them to be diamond shape. If you make them square, that's fine too, but I go like this. here, one more, and we'll go back here, make a few. And I will do the same thing to the other side. So I'll just go like this and like that, and cut the other side. Okay, so I'll show you when I'm done with this. All right, so I'm done cutting the baklava, and I'm going to put it in the oven at 300 degrees. My oven is convectional, 300 degrees for about an hour, but I keep checking on it until it's golden brown, and I'll get back to you with the next step when it's done. All right, so I baked the baklava in the oven for an hour and 10 minutes. Actually, I put it at 350 for 10 minutes and then lowered the temperature, the oven temperature, to 300 for an hour. And you know, it depends on the oven. I keep checking until it's golden brown. Now I'm pouring the sugar syrup on it, القطر, that I had made in advance. I usually keep my syrup in the fridge, and I like to put it cold when I take the baklava out of the oven. So the syrup is cold and the baklava is hot. I make the syrup for every cup of sugar, 3/4 cup of water. So if I'm making 12 cups of sugar, I would use 9 cups of water, and I add a tablespoon of lemon juice, and I add orange blossom water to it and let it boil for about 15 minutes or so. And I usually keep it handy whenever I make sweets, but I just put syrup and let it absorb the syrup for a little bit and cool off, and then I'll put it in a serving platter. And صحتين وعافية. Look at a side view of this piece of baklava and this one, how thick they are and beautiful.